Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 326. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Brian. What's up, Brian?
What's up, people? How you doing?
What's up, Charlie?
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Gloria, our new member. How you doing, Gloria?
What's up?
What's up, Mike D?
Welcome.
What's up, Tip?
What's up?
What's up, Phil?
Hey, what's going on?
All right, so Beefhead's going to join us momentarily, but until then, we're not going to discuss the Sontaran experiment yet. We're going to introduce our new member, Gloria, and I want to say welcome aboard to our awesome, huge show that we have. And what is your first experience with Doctor Who? When did you start watching Doctor Who?
Oh, that's a loaded question. Well, I watched it in the reboot ever since it started, but I didn't get really into it that much until Matt.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I loved it and everything, and I was a fan, but Matt was definitely my doctor. He's the one that actually made me basically fall in love with it.
Right.
You know, if you count that David did a great job, and I loved him as it too, and Chris too. They were all good, but Matt just had that something.
Right.
And everybody, they have their favorite and stuff they prefer, kind of. But I mean, you love the Doctor for being the Doctor, of course. So I love them all. It's just, and I'm excited for Peter, but Matt just had it, that thing. That
right.
I love. And then of course I went back and saw a lot of the DVDs of the old Who, and I like the way it felt back then, because it's different than what TV is now, and
right.
So I saw maybe like a handful of episodes of each Doctor because I wanted to get kind of feel of how they were, and
right.
It was awesome back then too. Even the special effects were like, not like now, obviously, but I still
right.
love them.
Cool.
Now, of the classic, of the old episodes, which Doctor? I mean, have you seen every Doctor?
I've seen like a handful of each one.
Okay.
Maybe like 4 or 5 episodes of each Doctor.
Now, which one would you be a favorite of the classics?
It's a toss-up between, of course, the iconic Tom Baker and Peter Davison, because those two
Okay.
are like really great. I watched most of theirs. I watched like 5 of each of those, but all the others probably 3 or 4. But I like I tend to want to watch more of those than the others.
Right.
Cool.
Well, we can help you with that, because what we're going to start doing.
Every time I think of Adric. I'm still crying when I think of him dying. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that was a crazy episode, Earthshock. But
My dad loved the idea about the dinosaurs getting, that it was an asteroid, it was the spaceship.
Did you know that there's actually a deleted scene from Earthshock?
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment after the crash and Adric's death where the Doctor spins around and high-fives NASA.
yeah,
Oh,
sure. Yes, yeah, right. He's like, he's gone. No, that's terrible.
That
Yeah.
would be
No, I gotta say. Now, what villain of the new Who, and then go back to classics? What's your favorite villains? Which villains do you love to see all the time?
Well, I like anytime the Weeping Angels come on, but they haven't been on very long. So, but if for the the traditional the classics, I guess the Daleks. Hello.
Yeah.
And then of course I also like the Cybermen, because it's just those two are just in your mind the most because they're so classic.
Right.
I remember that them being on that episode I just got them mentioning
Yeah.
with the Doctor. So it's like, and the way they changed the way they look, but not too much, just like a little bit of
Right.
to the way
Did
they
you
look.
like Nightmare in Silver with Matt Smith with the Cybermen?
Yes. That one tended. I know that they said that he did that one, and some of the others, and the Doctor's wife and everything, and
Right.
Neil Gaiman and everything. He's good, but I liked the Doctor's wife more. But
Yes.
Nightmare and Silver, it had its good points, but then there were some parts that I didn't quite like that much. Get or anything, because of I guess they didn't have enough time, I guess, to kind of.
Well, I think that the original concept was changed. I know, because Moffat wanted certain things in that, but I like the Doctor's Wife. I think that's Neil Gaiman's best one, and next year I can't wait to see what he comes up with, because supposedly he's doing a Weeping Angel episode. That's the rumor.
Really great.
So,
Not in this upcoming season, but in the following one, probably.
no, I said next year. I said next year. Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Because
So,
I like.
I can't wait to see what Neil Corse comes up with too. Neil Corse did Rings of Akatan, and
Did you know he's got a new series on NBC? It's called Crossbones. It's got some pirates. I haven't watched it yet, but it's supposed to be pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. So now, what about the companions? What was your favorite companions, Gloria?
Well, if you say companions, I guess.
People that traveled with the Doctor.
Yeah, I know. Well, I kind of, you know how they say that the main one, the one that usually is in the titling, those are the companion, but then there's always secondary companions that come along for the ride, like Rory. But if you go with
Rory's considered a companion.
it has to be Amy. Well, a cross between Amy and Clara.
Hmm.
And then Donna, because I love her. I every time I watch hers, I just cry because of how her timing and stuff, and of course Amy and Rory because of how they ended, and then of course I love River, so much, and I also love Rose, and I just love all the new companions from the new Who. They're just all great for their own reason.
You like Martha also? Martha Jones?
Yeah, she has her. I loved her in Human Nature, two-parter. I loved her because she was so upset, thinking that he was going to, forget her, just like send her away, and that she'd never see him again, and just she was heartbroken in that one. It's just she pulled through it, and
she held it all together for him.
Yes, exactly, and and that's what he wanted her to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so now you saw Peter Capaldi appear at the end. What do you think? Are you looking forward to it? I mean, I know Matt Smith was your Doctor, but are you able to adjust? Do you think that you'll enjoy it as much? Do you think you're going to drop off? What do you think?
I was heartbroken. I mean, I cried on the Christmas special. I really did. And I was hoping for a longer regeneration, a full regeneration, like how David into Matt's was, where you see the morphine face and everything. So I was a little disappointed in that, but I mean, I love that he wasn't old when he, turned officially. Like he had the bigger bit of it up on the clock tower, and I love that whole idea of him swinging his hands and everything. That was pretty kind of awesome and epic, but when it came down to the actual thing, when it showed him in the TARDIS where Clara came in and showed him, I, for 1 second, got my hopes up that maybe the whole thing was a fluke and that he was going to stay another season. I was like, oh. But then he said that he's leaving. It was like, I wasn't prepared for it because I thought for that second that he was going to stay. And then it just crushed me. But in that first couple of moments that we saw of Peter, he seemed very interesting, and I can't wait to see how he portrays it further on. But yeah, I am excited.
I think he's going to blow it out of the park.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything else?
I was really excited whenever he was revealed to be the next Doctor because I was hoping for an older Doctor this time. Even though I know that's weird for someone who's Matt's my Doctor, but I was hoping for a little bit of a change in terms of the age and stuff, because I kind of wanted it to go back kind of like to the old, where it's more less drama and stuff, because people complain so much about the stuff that they have in the new Who about the relationships and stuff like that. I mean, I am for the relationship stuff, but I was glad that it's finally going to calm down a little, hopefully, and everything. And I'm like you, Matrix. I think the River is not done yet. And stuff.
Yes.
I don't know how she will be able to, but I think that there's still probably going to be some more about her. I don't know how.
I know. It's coming. She'll be appearing again. All right, now I'm going to give the panel a chance to each ask you whatever questions they like about Doctor Who.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw it at Mike D if you have any questions for Gloria, and we'll just jump around.
I had a feeling you were going to start with me. I was trying to think of like a really, really good question, and I'm like,
we could skip. We could skip. We could go to Phil or Tim or Brian.
Yeah, I'd really like to think of a really good question.
All right, Phil.
Not your requisite sort of thing.
Yeah.
What do you want? Whatever you want to ask Gloria about Doctor.
Okay. You've been watching both the classic and the new ones. Which would you say is your favorite episode of the classic, and which is your favorite episode of the modern? And which of those do you like more than the other, and why?
Well, of the classic, I can't. There are so many different ones. I can't even put my finger on it. But I love when Adric left. I mean, that was heartbreaking. And that one was the first one of the old Who I watched. And then I wanted to make sure I was up, for the so I've seen all the regeneration scenes. I've seen only a couple of the full episodes of the regeneration. So I saw 5 regenerate into 6. And everything. Or wait, no, 4 regenerate into 5 and everything. And then 5 regenerate into 6. So those episodes, I can't remember their names off the top of my head right now, but those episodes, of course,
We
I
got
like.
Legopolis.
Caves of Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah. And then The Empty Child for the very first episode, of course. And then the new Who.
Oh, you saw the Unearthly Child, the first episode?
Yes.
Empty Child was Nighthawks, yes.
Those black and white ones are awesome. I love black and white movies, so those were like really fun to watch.
The Patrick Troughton. What did you see of Patrick Troughton? Did you see the second Doctor?
Yeah. Can't remember the name of it. I can't even
What
remember.
happened in it? Was it when he regenerated?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
All right. How about this? You can
Watched it back in 2010.
You can continue with Bill's question, but I just have to know, what did you see of Tom Baker's episodes?
Oh, Sarah Jane, I saw when she left, but I think that was 5 or no, it was 4. It was with 4. So yeah, that was that one. I can't remember the title.
Did you see City of Death or Pyramids of Mars or?
No.
We're gonna give you some episodes to watch.
Yeah, because I haven't seen them. I've seen all of those back in 2006, right after I started watching the show. Like the second season after we started watching it, and so I watched them, and I can't even remember. I haven't even seen them since then. So I mean, and
we're
then
gonna actually. This is going to benefit you.
Yeah.
What we're actually going to do is we're going to start reviewing episodes, and when I start naming the episodes, we're going to give you the episode to review, and then you could be a part of it and review the episode with us. So it would be like a new experience for you. Now you could continue with Phil's question of the little episodes you've seen plus the new ones.
Yeah.
What's
and
your
then,
favorite?
The Paul McGann movie. The movie is awesome. I like that. I love that. I loved his companions in that, the doctor lady, and forgot her name. But I thought that was cool, and I love the little thing at the beginning of the 50th, the little mini episode of him regenerating into the War
Yes,
Doctor. Like,
that was phenomenal.
Because I was so upset we didn't get to see it. And then, of course, loved John Hurt, the little beginnings of him regenerating into 9. I was like, so awesome. I was like, yes.
Right. What's your favorite Matt Smith?
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna have to say it's kind of.
Is it like the river ones? Some of the river ones.
A lot of the river ones I like, but I mean I like some of the ones that don't have her too. I like Name of the Doctor actually so far lately. I love that one. I've been finding myself rewatching that one a lot because I just like it. It's I think I'm a little bit. I love crying, and so I'm always crying at the end of that one. I love Angels Take Back because that one just breaks my heart so much. And like I said, I love crying. And but I like the ones that aren't like sad. I like let's see. I like let me think. I like the Day of the Moon second part, the Wet and a River song. I'm trying to think of one that doesn't have river at the moment, so I'm guessing.
Did you like Amy's Choice?
Yes, that was good. That one
Did you
was
like
good.
Amy's Dream
The
Mode?
whole idea of her having to choose, and then she chose, and then oh man, that
Closing Time with Craig?
yeah, that was hilarious.
What about Closing Time with Craig? Or The Lodger?
The Lodger, yeah. The Lodger, both of them were good with him. And then, of course, I like the, I'm trying to think of one without River, though, that's not the one you named.
What about The Girl Who Waited?
Hang on. Girl Who Waited broke
That
my
was
heart.
a
I
good one.
mean, it was so sad. Oh, the Curse of the Black Spot, I love. I love how Amy had to save Rory from drowning. Every drown. Oh,
Somebody likes that finally.
I love it. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but I'm just saying the ones that don't have
No, I
River.
agree. It's a fun episode, but a lot of people just slag it off as it's the worst one ever. And I've always thought it was fun.
I just love it because the one who played the Lily, I'm not even saying if I'm saying her name right. She did a really good job as the medic. You know.
Oh, the one was like the siren that she was
Yeah,
like
the
singing
siren.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
She did a really good job
she
the way
was.
she found it. Oh, another good one is the Christmas Carol. I love that one because I like how there was a little bit
I
of
like that one too.
yeah, there was a little bit of a I saw like a little bit of a parallel.
Dickens.
Yeah.
With Dickens, yes, but I mean a little parallel with the whole someone being separated from him. Kind of thing,
Yeah,
like
I know.
biding his time and stuff, like because he was like trying to keep her alive, and that's why he didn't want to open it again and everything because she wouldn't be able to go back in and stuff. So it's like, so I was like, oh, okay,
I like that too.
yeah, but yeah.
Now, what is your finish with those questions. So what could you compare with the classics and I know you didn't see that many, but from what you've seen.
5
Like,
is
what's above the
Adric. I love
like
the one
Pete
with
Davidson.
Adric. I mean, that one is the one that keeps popping in my head. That's the one
That was like, that was a tearjerker, yeah.
yes, and I think I love the tearjerkers. I think that's probably why. The tearjerker more.
Right.
And then of the new two, I think.
What about Clara? Do you like Clara too?
Yes, I adore her.
I can't call you a bitch, so I can only call you.
Whatever.
Wow. She's coming in with some drama.
What happened?
Bam!
What happened?
Yeah, I'm trying to log in, but I'm having difficulty.
What's up, Caroline?
What's up, Caroline? What's going on? Caroline, meet Gloria. She's frozen. She's frozen. Where'd you go, Caroline? Hello, Caroline.
Pick somebody, I think, probably.
Carol Ann's been hitting the margaritas early tonight.
Well, she's celebrating her birthday.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Caroline.
Happy birthday.
There you go. Where'd you go, Caroline?
I don't think you could hear anybody.
Stay away from the light. Stay away from the light, Caroline.
Oh,
The name told her.
Oh man, she dropped down. We'll get her back in. All right, so Tim, what do you got for Gloria?
Well, I was just wondering if you've ever seen Peter Capaldi in anything else, since he's going to be the new guy. Have you ever watched him in anything else? So does that give you any kind of idea, like what to expect or not?
Obviously, Fires of Pompeii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also the Torchwood special thing, his part in that. So those are the only things I've seen him of. I mean, and I know that's weird because he's a good actor and everybody talks about how good that he is. But I mean, seeing those two, those two roles, I think he's good.
There you are. We got you.
Here she is.
We have you. You're here, Carol.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Get more Patron for those margaritas. Well, Gloria's not officially a member of the group until we ask her the question. The question?
What's the question?
Is the master evil or misunderstood, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Ask me that question.
I'm sure you've heard that one before, I assume, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's the question. The question, it's like...
Why?
No, actually, that was a joke. I mean, you can elaborate on that if you want, but actually, the question I had was I was going to ask you, what's the single worst thing about Doctor Who? What would you change? One single thing.
Wow.
Well, okay. Well, that they haven't, that they need to add, or something that they can take away from.
Take away, probably, right?
Well, it's her option.
Or add.
The question's
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
table.
Well, what they can take away. Let's see.
Well, it's not what they can take away. It's what do you not like about it? I mean, what can that means? You can add something you can take away from it.
Well, to the viewers, I think that they always, the times when they cut it in the seasons in half, I hate those waiting periods. And it's agonizing. But then I think on the show, I think, I don't know, pretty much, I can't even really pick, really, what they can take away, but what they should add is bring Susan back.
Well, I meant,
Yes,
for example, do you like the new dynamic where they're kind of going more towards having more companions with the Doctor, with Capaldi's?
Oh, yeah. I'm okay with that because it reminds me of when because he said that more than, they're supposed to be a lot more pilots. On the TARDIS is supposed to be piloted by more than one. Like in the Circle, reminded me of that time with all the companions that were helping out with Tennant's Doctor, and stuff. So it's like I love that. That way
What's up,
that
Tennant?
they.
Hello.
Hey, Dana.
We got girl power. We got Gloria here.
And I heard
Yeah,
Gloria. I heard Gloria wanted to see Adric come back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course I know he's dead. But you know how it is with the Doctor. I mean,
No one's ever dead in the science fiction show, my dude.
Exactly. And they're always alive somewhere. Within somewhere else in the time and stuff. Like there's Rivers out there still having adventures and stuff with her vortex, going by her vortex manipulator, but
Yes. And I guess Clara has a vortex manipulator too. I don't know. After the 50th, who knows?
With Clara, I love the whole idea with Clara. But I mean, I think that there's I love the idea of her jumping into the time stream. But I was like that. I felt like there'd be more. I mean, it was so quick. It was finished in one episode. The whole explaining it.
Impossible
I was
Girl.
hoping there'd be a little bit more to it, and I feel like there should be more to it than that. I mean, we didn't get enough of her seeing her echoes. I mean, I wish there was more. And I'm wondering why was that the library she was in? Because it showed 10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she had the clothes on she had on for the Asylum of the Dead. So I mean, what's that?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
And that's just weird. It looked like that. It looked like the library, but it also kind of reminded me of New York, a little.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one it could be, but it looked more like the library because that looked like there was rail, the railways go across, and it. 10 looked like he had on the clothes he had on at the library, so like he was standing out there when and Dave or other Dave, whichever one was like as the skeleton, and he was like repeated, and he said, I'm still alive because I always stand next to the door, and he opened it up and fell through it. So I'm like, that reminded me of that, Like, would she have been there? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
she would have
and
been.
why would
Because
she even have to
she's everywhere he
River
was.
was the one who sacrificed herself there. So she wouldn't have had to be there because she didn't have to sacrifice herself there. River did that for her. I guess, you know, so it's like she was everywhere he needed her to be to rescue.
But she also
him.
says half the time he doesn't see me. I'm always there, but half the time he doesn't see me.
But he did see her all the time,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Like sometimes he does. Sometimes she has to get his attention, like in the Snowman. I mean, they even showed a little bit of that. So.
I'm glad she did though, because that was seeing the snowman. That was a really good adventure and everything. And I'm glad that she got him out of the mourning and stuff. I've heard, I've been online people thinking that he was not mourning just for Amy and Rory, but he was mourning for River too. That he had already taken her to the singing towers, and says we're probably not going to be able to see that. I'm thinking maybe he might have because of the way he said goodbye to her in the Name of the Doctor. So I don't know.
Well, there's a mini episode that supposed he was taking her there, but we never really saw.
I love that. I mean, I cried at that. I was like, no. But yeah, I love Clara and everything. She's a great companion. She's actually getting to be one of my favorites.
Jeanette, you want to ask her any questions?
Huh?
Probably not usual ones, haven't you? Like, what's your favorite episode?
They asked her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far, up to date, my
question.
favorite.
Let's see. Did you ask who her favorite Doctor was?
Yes, Matt Smith.
Okay.
And then Tennant's like really close.
There's Caroline.
Yeah, I have to log on with my phone because my audio on my computer isn't working.
Wow. So we got 3 women in the cast now. It's growing.
Cool.
This is Gloria. This is Caroline. This is Danette. There you go.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
She wished you happy birthday before.
Whose birthday is it?
It was your birthday a couple of days. You know, she wished you a happy birthday, Gloria.
She wanted to know where her margarita was, Carol Ann.
Oh. I ended up having, instead of a margarita, I had 2 5 o'clock somewheres. Yeah. When I left the restaurant, I was like walking into people throughout the casino.
Oh my God.
A lot of fun.
So, what else did you want to ask her? Anything else, Danette? Or
Well, you guys asked the usual questions. I don't know what everybody's asked her.
Charlie, want to ask her anything?
The only thing I'll ask is if you had a choice of doctors, which would you be the companion for? Aside from Matt Smith, since he's your favorite.
Okay, so Matt Smith's excluded. Okay.
David Tennant,
Yeah, we'll
because he's
exclude him,
really
because
close after Matt. Yeah.
David Tennant.
Yeah, because he's really close after Matt.
He's really what?
That's the fangirl answer.
But I did want an older Doctor this time, so it's not just because of the fangirling.
Yeah, I was going to say David Tennant. I'm sure it's got nothing to do with the fact you think he's cute, right?
They're both cute. But
David is very cute, but you know, you guys know what Doctor I love, so. I'm a Matt Smith fan.
All right, Caroline, ask her a question.
We might have a cat fight here if they both like Matt Smith.
No, that's okay.
No.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to repeat. I'm trying to think.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that the best
I'm thinking. I didn't expect this. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me think. Hold on.
Are you?
Okay. Well. Yeah, I can't think of anything right now. I ended up having a very strong
I got a question, actually.
rum and coke a little while ago.
She likes Rose Tyler.
Okay.
Ask her if she likes Rose Tyler.
When At what moment during watching Doctor Who did you realize that you were totally hooked?
When Matt Smith showed up, right?
No.
Like what moment? Like what scene or something like that? Was there a scene that really grabbed you where you knew you were like hooked?
Okay, well, I started back in 2005, but I mean, I liked it, and it was enough to watch it and keep watching it. So I was dedicated during the first, for Chris's time, but it wasn't until like midway through David's time that I was like, okay, this is my favorite show. But I hadn't found my doctor yet, and I was like wondering if I was going to. And then, of course, I was already watching some of the old Who on DVDs, so I was like, okay, I like the others too. But even then, I was like, I haven't found my doctor, and I was so upset. I was thinking, oh, great, I don't have a doctor. You know, they say you find your doctor, you never forget them. I've never, of course, forgot Chris because he was my first doctor, but I hadn't found my doctor. And then finally, when David regenerated into Matt, that very first scene, because he was hilarious that first moment, and I just couldn't stop laughing, and I was attracted to him right away. Of course, I had seen pictures of him before that when they, who was going to take over and everything, and all that, but I totally got it. I was like, okay, that's it. That's hands down, he's the one that's going to be mine. Because that first scene just so totally, I was like, that's it. And then every scene after that, like the 11th hour, he just kept getting better and better and better. And at one of my favorite moments of the beginnings of my session was the scene where he is doing his victory speech at the end of the 11th hour. Because he walks through that little thing with all the faces, and he's, hello, I'm the doctor. I've got that as my ringtone.
Cool.
Because that moment was like so totally, okay, my doctor. I wanted to hug the TV screen. Because I was like, he's finally here.
Cool.
Sweet. Finally, I got another Matt Smith fan.
But I am so excited about Peter, though. I can't even contain myself how much I'm excited for him. I mean, the first moment of him was like, it was kind of, I was like looking, but it was so, I had just gotten over the whiplash of the regeneration that I was like, I couldn't even, I was like holding my breath for like a minute, and I had to like almost like hit myself to start breathing again. And then as I was like, I think whenever he finally said kidneys, I think, I'm like, oh, this one's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's funny, in that term that he didn't know, like the color and all that. And then whenever he said about the learning or knowing how to fly, having to know how to fly this thing, it kind of worried me. I was like, oh, great. He had just gotten done telling Clara he won't forget one line. For like a little bit, I was afraid that he had forgotten everything. I don't think he will forget. I think it's just like one of those moments where they're kind of out of it for a little bit, kind of not completely in the swing of things yet, because he had just gotten done regenerating. So it's like it's going to take him a while to kind of get up that far.
Right.
Awesome.
We have another important question. The very long-held question of, are you a Stones person or a Beatles person? Are you a Daleks girl or are you a Cyberman girl?
Beatles, and then for Daleks and Cybermen, Daleks.
Cool.
Very nice. All right. So, anything else?
I think the Master, it's a toss-up. I mean, I know it's just a joke question, but I can't decide, because sometimes he seems really crazy, really insane, and sometimes like on the end of the earth or end of the world. He so totally seemed like misunderstood. Because I love that he kind of helped the Doctor in that one. Actually, was against the Time Lords also around the time. And I actually I thought the same thing. And then when they said it was true, possibly that the woman that was behind him with holding her hand, that she looked up and looked at him, I said that about him being supposed to have been his mother, possibly.
Yeah.
And everything else. And then also the old lady. What was the old lady? They say actually she was the one that was supposed to be his mother. The old lady that was talking to Will.
They never clarified who it was. I mean, everybody assumed it might be Romana or his mother or somebody on Gallifrey. Right. But yeah, no, the thing is, you kind of just let the mystery be because
exactly.
We're not going to know one way or the other.
Right.
And Romana, she's awesome. I like her second the second actress that plays her.
Lala Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the blonde. Because I don't know.
Did you ever see the Jaggeroth episode with the City of Death? Did you ever see that?
Paris.
No.
Yeah, you ever see it? Oh, you got to see that.
From the name?
I got you that one too.
Probably not. I don't recognize it from the name, but. I'm also curious about whether. Huh? Any more questions?
Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm listening. Good. You're curious about.
Oh, what was it now? You made me forget. About whether or not, I mean, I know there's rumors about Master coming back. I mean, who would be able to be, who are the most likely to be playing the Master next time? I mean, is there any confirmation about whether or not he's going to be on in season 8?
Well, the thing is, we don't know anything about what's going to happen. It's all kinds of.
One master, it could be no masters, it could be multiple masters.
Ah. Cool.
We don't even know if that's true.
And then there's that rumor that we're circulating that. What's going on with this thing? Sorry. There was that rumor going around that Peter Capaldi's doctor really isn't the doctor, but it's the.
Yeah, I heard that one. I heard the rumor.
Peter Capaldi's doctor is what?
There was a rumor going around. I don't know who started it, but there was a rumor going around that Peter Capaldi's doctor really isn't the doctor, but it's the master. And up the master.
How could it be the master?
What's up, Big Head?
Some internet source.
Cracks. You know how the Time Lord opened up the cracks and sent in the regeneration energy, and it was supposed to be the master. Master like hijacked the regeneration energy and is posing as the master.
I don't think so.
You know, I don't know who started that. You know,
that's nonsense.
Probably some young person on Doctor Who TV UK.
Because first of all, it was Matt Smith because he was looking at Amy Pond, and there's no way.
No. When Matt Smith regenerated into Peter Capaldi,
right.
Something happened where it was actually the master, kind of stuck his way into the regeneration. So you're gonna find out at the end.
No.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of what they were saying about River, that she hadn't really died. And the moment when the bright light happened, when she sacrificed herself, that it made him look away. Some of them said the same thing about that she hadn't really died.
They pulled the old switcheroo who.
Yeah.
So you're gonna find out that it was always during the whole season. What is this? Season 8. Season 8, it's going to be the master posing as the doctor, and you're going to find that out at the end, and then the time words are going to.
That's not true.
You know who theorized that?
That was going around.
You know who theorized that, don't you? It's the same idiot. Do you know who theorized that? It's the same idiot that was saying that the new series takes place in a different dimension than the last.
It was inside his time stream still. I've heard that. I was like, oh, no.
Whatever.
No.
For anybody that doesn't know, Peter Capaldi is the Doctor, and he's here in August. So rock on.
And yes, Matt Smith is in the first episode, basically telling Clara that he's the Doctor. So the whole theory is out the window very easily. But as far as the Master goes, yeah, I expect we'll see him eventually.
It'd be great if it was Charles Dance, wouldn't it?
Right.
I love that his voice, his accent, he's using the Scottish accent, so that's great because that's like a little tribute to Amy.
Yeah.
Kind of like how 10 stayed with from 9 and to 10 for Rose, about Rose. So yeah, I thought that was kind of sweet. And then thing, I don't know if it's just because of the reset with the new cycle regenerations, or if it's just because he kind of wanted to look old for River. Since in Angels Taking That, kind of down about being aging and everything, and I don't know, because he looked quite upset. I mean, he was wanting to heal her wrist and everything, but could it be something else, not just that? I mean, he was upset about that she's like feeling so down and everything.
I don't think he's her doctor. I think Capaldi is.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I read that, and I was like, I mean, I love her man as her doctor, but I mean, I wouldn't be so totally against it, against the idea, or because I'm more of a Doctor and River shipper than I am a Matt or 11 and River shipper. So I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but I mean, I love her interactions with 11.
My point is that she hangs out with 10 at once, and then she hangs out with Smith for quite a while, but he's always uncomfortable with her because it's like his grandmother kind of thing. And
except for recently, like he finally was starting to get comfortable with her.
Well, I mean, but at the end of the day, she treats him like a kid. So
right.
Yeah, even in that one,
the more experienced Capaldi.
Yeah, Capaldi. I mean, we'll see. We'll have to find out.
We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll see if Alex Kingston is available to appear anymore.
She will be, I'm sure. Beefhead, do you want to ask Gloria anything?
No, I'm sure you guys have all covered it. It's nice to have someone else here, to be honest with you. It's just not just the guys anymore.
We've been waiting for you to watch the Sontaran experiment all day.
My apologies for being,
Yeah, we were sitting in here, we're like, we got Gloria, we got Gloria in here, so let's just make it all about Gloria.
That's fantastic. I'm glad.
I'll just retitle it.
Your plan.
No, it's good. No, listen.
Thank you for being so patient.
Yeah, no, we wanted you in here, definitely. All right, so what's the plan? We're going to do this another time, the Sontaran experiment?
Well, it's up to you, but I mean, we're all here, so.
Well, not everybody's seen it, though. So it's going to like, I mean, Dana, did you ever see the Sontaran experiment? Or Carolyn, did you ever see that episode? Bill?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Tim, you hear me?
Yeah. I'll tell you who's seen it. Caroline has seen it.
When you see
Charlie's
it,
seen
but
What? I can't hear.
It's the one with the big shiny silver balls.
It's the one Charles is holding up right now.
It's got the potato head. The potato heads are in it.
Okay, well, we can. I'll let Tim, being that we'll just continue this guest. Tim, why don't you bring a rundown of it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, unless you're talking to the other Tim. I mean, proper Tim.
Well, Beefhead. I didn't say the beef. So.
That was adorable.
You're normal.
Yeah. Well, he's proper Tim. I'm other Tim.
I'm abnormal Tim.
Those are some of my favorites. That. Okay. Okay, go on.
Well, cool. So what do you want me to do? You want me to ask you a question or?
No, just bring a rundown of last we talked about Ark in Space, so now why don't you
Yeah. Well, a couple of days ago we talked about Ark in Space because it's awesome, it's fun, it has bubble wrap, and we were gonna try to determine where we're gonna go from there. Like, should we pick another episode or should we just forge ahead with the next one? Which at first we thought we should just go with a different one, but then Joe had the excellent suggestion that we should go ahead with at least the Sontaran experiment because it is part of the same story. It's part of the same universe. It's part of the same world. I mean, they're basically going to. It's a continuation of the Ark in Space story because they're going down to check out the planet Earth and see if it's habitable, and then they get
10,000 years after those people were supposed to be frozen for 5,000 years, and it was actually 10,000 years because they thought it was solar flares. But then So they're very late, and so they end up encountering some
people that have arrived from another spaceship that are checking the place out that don't even believe the Ark exists, and then they also encounter the Sontaran, who just happens to be there doing some experiments on these people.
It turns out there was still human race, like on different planets, traveling throughout the galaxy, and the Ark in space was just a myth because it's been so many thousands of years that nobody sort of grew up.
Yeah.
That people have created. The history got altered, and people thought it didn't even exist at all. So they started making jokes about it and stuff like that. And the interesting thing is that the Doctor, Sarah Jane Smith and Harry, they all went through the transmat beam instead of the TARDIS down to Earth.
Right.
Right. So they encounter, Harry, I guess he fell. Well, no, who fell first? Yeah, Harry fell down.
Harry fell first, but the Doctor
fell in
called
the trap.
and he did the same thing. So that's what's with that.
And then, Sarah Jane was captured with this guy, and then it turns out she's just.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna log off because I'm really having computer problems, and I want to conserve my battery on my phone. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Good night, CA.
Later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So, now Sarah Jane Smith immediately recognizes the Sontaran, but it turns out he's from a different clone batch. Well, from the same clone batch, but a different.
Well, she calls him Lynx because it's played by the same actor, and that's who she met like a season previously in her first episode. So she immediately assumes it's the same guy, and he explains to her straight up, "No, I'm just a different warrior dude," but
Right. And it turns out you have these humans that are on. Now, what was it? They crash land on the planet? Did they crash on the planet, or did the Sontaran overtake them? I forgot.
I think they didn't crash land, but he started napping
experimenting.
them. He had his little flying machine thingy.
They were scouting. They were scouting out, and their crew was taken.
Yeah.
And then one of them was a collaborator with him.
Yeah.
Right. But it turns out that if he would have got his report back to the Sontaran fleet, that they would have been able to invade. The Doctor tries to alter that by challenging him in combat, and then while he's fighting, Harry destroys the ship, or actually takes a big component out of there that isn't the energy to recharge in the first place. And lo and behold, the Doctor talks to the Sontaran fleet, pisses them off, but they don't attack, and then they just, whatever humans are left, they just say their goodbyes and they go back to the Ark. Well, at least they think. Well, they think they go.
Well, they try to. Yeah. But I mean, the cool thing is though that this guy, this Sontaran, he actually seems like a rogue element of the Sontaran race because he's over there doing stuff that they don't ask him to do. Like they tell him, well, you're done, aren't you?
Hurry up, yeah,
get out of there now.
Yeah,
and he's up there like, I'm over here torturing people, so.
Yeah, trying to assess weaknesses. So it's immersion in water.
They need water to survive.
Yeah, reduction fluids.
Yeah. He was like a freak,
compression
one of those
rib cage. Yeah.
One of those scientists.
And that water bit, that's Harry's last straw. That's when he's just like, nuh-uh, and he goes over there.
Obviously, Navy flashbacks.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was short, but it was pretty cool. I thought.
Well,
I really
this is actually the first two-part episode since 1965, The Rescue. And it's the last two-part episode till 1982's Black Orchid. So, it's a rarity that this kind of...
Yes.
You'd have a two-parter. And it was because of the strategy was to save money, because this is when you're getting to, the mid-70s recession, was to...
Well, it was all outside. So that was kind of cheap.
Exactly.
They didn't have to build any sets.
Well, they attached it to the Ark and Space budget and decided that instead of doing some outdoor filming, some indoor filming, we'll do all the outdoor filming for the last two episodes. And and it was also unique in that was the first time they used video cameras outside instead of film. So.
Right. And I thought that worked really well. Actually.
It does. It's too bad they didn't use film, otherwise we'd have a Blu-ray of it. But it's video. There you go.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Charlie?
I like this episode. It's like you said, 10 minutes short, but
it was good.
Short but sweet.
It was good. You know, the overall arc of it, you know, with the 4 episodes between the arc and space, this one, Revenge of the Cybermen. You know, I like how they all kind of go together.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you know, they use the prop, you know, the sets more than once, and it saved them a lot of money.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. PFED?
Yeah, that's nice.
PFED.
Yeah, you've got a little conspirator in the mix, and then it's obviously that, you know, you still have the human spirit that even though he's a conspirator, you know, they're still trying to save him before he's crushed in the experiment.
He sets up that experiment where his 2 buddies that he's conspired against have to hold the weight up over him.
Yeah. 40 pounds, 80 pounds.
Yeah.
500 pounds. It's funny how there was like 500 pounds, and then Sarah comes over to grab it like it's nothing to help.
Hey, that's Sarah Jane Smith, man.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
Yeah, she's super smart. Yeah, hey, man.
It's nice that
She
the
works
metric system hasn't taken hold with the Sontarans yet, really.
Yes. So that was pretty cool. Or it's funny how the Doctor knew his name, but how would he know his name? Sontaran's name. You know?
I love her.
That was an interesting thing. Yeah.
What do you mean, like he knew his name?
He knew the Sontaran's name. He didn't even, you know. Phil, what did you think? Did you ever see a Sontaran experiment?
Yeah, I saw that a long time ago. It was pretty good.
You liked it, right?
Hell yeah, that was back before they became shrunken down and klutzy.
Yeah. I know. That clone batch is just a little stupid now. I guess as they keep cloning on and on and on, they're going to get like that.
Okay, if they were a little bit stupid, they'd still be useful.
Right.
It was nice seeing Harry
So
outraged as well, Harry getting angry.
Yeah. Harry getting pissed off. Yeah.
He's going to beat him with a big stick.
Right. All right, so the homework assignment for the next episode, Genesis of the Daleks, correct? We're going to watch Genesis of the Daleks, and then Revenge of the Cybermen, then go back to Robot, and then we're going to go to Spearhead in Space, correct?
Yeah, I think that's the plan, isn't it?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. So anybody wants to be part of that cast, you know, make sure you see Genesis of the Daleks, and we'll probably do that. When would you say? Next week? Maybe sometime.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
To next week. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right. Other than that, we welcome. Yeah, a couple of days. Gloria, thank you very much. Welcome aboard to our show. And whenever you want to come on, you could always come on the Whovians cast, and if you want to come on the Everything show too, we have other podcasts. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, so welcome aboard.
Thanks. Happy to be a part of it.
All right, guys. And on that note, that's the end of our show. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.